You're welcome back, and this is TV3 New Day. Thank you so much for joining us. It's time now for the big issues. We're live on Facebook at TV3 Ghana and also on Twitter and Instagram at TV3 Ghana. And if you want to drop a message, remember to add the hashtag TV3 New Day. You can watch us on DSTV channel 279. Good morning to Sheila Bonsu for my lovely outfit this morning. Find her on Instagram at Sheila Bonsu _RTW. Now this morning we're celebrating on the show today. Just about a week ago, Nanaya Chimpim Jantwa, the General Secretary of the CPP, had told us of an award that she won. Well, we have the plaque here and it reads 50 Female Pillars of Modern Ghana Awards, Nanaya Chimpim Jantwa. And it comes with also a citation more like, and it says that Nanaya Chimpim Jantwa, Political Activist of the Year. And so she's here with us this morning, but I just thought we should celebrate before we even introduce her. So congratulations to you. This feels good. I feel like I've won. I feel like all of us have won.
Yes, all of us. It's all for all
Congrats.
of us.
How does it feel?
Oh, it feels good that, I mean, I was sitting in my corner and somebody recognized that I should be awarded. It's good.
Yeah.
And I thank everybody. I thank Media General. I thank my CPP comrades. I thank my sisters here who, I mean, have been a support to me on set and even outside sets. We are friends and we are sisters. I do not think that we are enemies. There's this trajectory coming up, like you're talking about the women fighting on set and all that. And I think it's something that we have dealt with and we will deal with it. Definitely. We are not enemies, we are friends, but we have different political, I mean, dispensations. Yeah. So I do not think that we should go personal. And I advise the young ones who are coming in, I mean, to be careful of the way they communicate. And I think the parties too should, all of us should have a communication training for our people.
Okay.
So that they would know which way to go. It is not easy to communicate. If you are not careful, you bring your personal issues into communication, especially communicating to a larger body. And everybody should know that as they speak, they are speaking to Ghana, and they are speaking to the people of Ghana. So if we disrespect the person you are with, it means you are disrespecting the nation.
All right. Well, thank you.
We need to deal with it.
Very important intro this morning. Thank you so much. And I am Chimpim Jantwa, again, the General Secretary for the CPP. Lerato Musa Saka is also here, member of the NPP Communications team. The party seems to be imploding, but I like that you are calm this morning. I hope everything is well.
Party is imploding.
Yes. Is it not imploding?
What's the meaning of that?
Is it imploding or not?
No.
It's not. Everything is fine?
Everything's fine. We're just going through a process to get a leader to take us to the 2024 election.
So whatever is happening
is
normal.
Part of the process. Okay. It will all be dealt with.
I see, but I hope you're well.
As it should. I'm well.
As it should. We'll get into that.
Yes.
You've had a good week?
Well, I have life.
You have life and you have everything.
That's the most important thing.
Indeed. I like your colors this morning.
And just a quick one. Today is Aimedu's birthday.
Okay.
I mean, all I can say is he should keep being who he is, keep his focus. He will go places, inshallah. I wish him a very blessed birthday.
Happy birthday to you, Aimedu. And also, Naneke Avle is a member of the NDC Communications team. She joins us this morning. Not such a pleasant morning, start of the morning, but I hope that you'll be fine.
I'm fine.
You're fine, eh?
I'm trying to be fine.
You'll be okay. Don't worry. No weapon
formed against
Hallelujah, somebody. Hey!
Nanaya says it's the NPP.
Oh, what have they done? We're just talking about no weapon. Now you're diverting it.
That is where the weapons are coming from.
Nanaya says
how can
the weapons are coming.
But who said that your friend cannot deploy a weapon against you?
Well,
I see.
Unfortunately, the MPP is focused.
Let me thank God this morning. You know, on my way here on the Achimota Highway, I was speeding. I was on top speed to get here on time. And then my bonnet just opened and hit the windscreen. And it all came down, and I had to stop, park, figure out whether I'm coming or I'm going back, what to do. And, you know, it actually blocked my view, so I had to jam the brake. And I was just fortunate there was no car ahead and no car behind me. So
you're not fortunate, it's God.
It's God.
Yeah.
So So yeah, I had to park the car and get a taxi and get here on time so that we can take off.
Exactly.
And once Nanaya has told me it's the NPP, I have to start
praying
praying
against them.
How did Nanaya know it's NPP?
Against the MPP.
Yes.
But why would they want to attack you? What would be the reason?
Because
What's
these
the
days
point?
she's been talking.
Talking about what?
Lato doesn't think the MPP.
Lato
We are
doesn't believe
focused,
in
though.
those things.
We are
Okay.
focused.
Okay.
We are
She says they are
on,
focused. Thank God that your life has been preserved this
These are
morning.
genies from
time.
the...
No,
okay.
the NPP are afraid
to prove
of me.
that you
so-
are not against her, you guys should fix her car for her.
That's
That's
all.
all. That's all.
Fix her car for her.
Fix her car for her.
Why will MPP fix Nani?
But we are all friends.
Okay,
We're one family.
Eh,
So do it
It's
for her.
help her.
Anyway,
If they are not the
can
we'll
genius-
have
if they are
a
not
special
the
guest
genius
join us
doing it.
via Zoom
I
just
can only
briefly.
laugh.
Musa Dankwa, the executive director and head of polls for the Global Info Analytics. And they've been studying the numbers and they're saying that, well, with calls for Alan Kyerematen to go independent, that could cause some havoc within the NPP and it might not necessarily go well for the party or for him. And so he'll join us shortly so we can go into this conversation. But while we talk, remember that you can also listen to us and win some cool cash at the same time. Remember, we're cashing out this morning, *439#. That's simple. Select option 2 when you dial *439# and sit back, relax. By the end of the conversation today, you just might win 1,000 Ghana cedis. 4 of you are going to win 1,000 Ghana cedis each. That's a lot of money. So make sure that you win. Anyway, so let's go into our first conversation for this morning. And of course, this conversation is very rife. Everybody's talking about Honorable Alan Kyerematen and his decision to back out of the November 4 presidential primaries for the NPP. Now, he stated his reasons why he thinks he cannot proceed. And of course, one of them is the fact that he says that the Special Delegates Conference was strategically and tactically skewed in favor of one particular aspirant. Then he goes on to say the pronouncements made by some leading members of our party, both before and after the elections, also lend weight to my observations, and the level of intimidation of varying intensity directly and indirectly unleashed on a significant number of delegates at various voting centers across the 16 regions is unprecedented in the history of our party. He talks about his polling agent in the Northeast region who has suffered severe damage to his eyesight arising from his bold and courageous efforts to ensure compliance with the very rules and regulations for the conduct of the elections as approved by the Presidential Elections Committee. And he says this will forever remain a dark spot in the history of internal elections within the party. And he says these are the reasons why he does not intend to carry on with the presidential primaries. Because he says, how did we get here as a party in the first place? And how far are we prepared to tread on this dangerous path to self-destruction? Now, he may not be the only one saying this. In fact, let's take a look at a conversation that Dr. Kobe Mensah, he's a senior lecturer at the University of Ghana Business School. He had this conversation with Alfred Okanse on Ghana Tonight last night, where he says the party is on self-destruct. And this is because of some decisions they have made to even go ahead with the Super Delegates Conference. And then right after him, Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo also advised Honorable Alan Kyerematen to go independent to test his popularity. Take a look.
You set up an electoral system that says that let's choose or let's get some people called super delegates to choose or to select 5 flag bearers, 5 contestants, and then let's take them to November elections. Clearly, you're going to actually influence unduly the November elections because the processes that you used, and even then they were supposed to have a selection of 5. So that we don't see who is first and who is second. The reason why we don't conduct presidential elections and then later conduct parliamentary is because of a possible influence of certain type of voters, especially those who are, floating voters. If there's an assumption that someone has taken the lead, such people can be influenced by that assumption and vote in a particular direction. And that's why we do the elections at one stand. Now, you do this and you expect that the November wouldn't be influenced. And then you identify who came top and who is second. Clearly, someone will say that you have created a system for an undue advantage for somebody or in favor of someone. So for me, I think that the party itself had dented its image. If you do center by center, like they did, in centers where there are not plenty, it is easy for people to be fished out if indeed there is a certain notion of intimidation. It is easy. I can't believe that in Northeast, all the 28 people really thought that Bawumia was the best candidate. It doesn't actually work like that. If you speak to people who are into group theories, social movement, those kind of things, in groups, certainly there will be deviants who would not toe the line of the
Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo. Yesterday, he spoke exclusively with Roland Walker on the big issues here on TV3 New Day, and he advised the former trade minister to go independent.
Two of them step actively, not only in the party, but in Akufo-Addo's government. And they are definitely they won't be suitable in the coming general election. Alan could have been, but Alan should have even resigned early. I told him.
You told him?
He heard about it. That if he had left earlier, because he was a cabinet minister and he knew about the infractions going on, all sort of things being done. If I were Alan, I would have resigned on principle. And things would have been easier for him today. But he has got the style of my friend J. Kufuor. You go about it gently. Kufuor was also very smart. And he was able to maneuver his way to get to where he got to. But if Alan has stepped down now from the race, I think his intention is, unless he doesn't want to be leader of this country again, he should go and test his popularity.
How?
By standing as an independent candidate.
He should go and stand as an independent candidate, Alan Kyerematen.
I say he should do that to test his popularity, national popularity. He should stand as
Well, that is a founding member of the NPP, and this is an advice that he's given publicly and openly to Honorable Alan Kyerematen, that he should test his popularity by going independent. Well, I'll start off with Lerato, and we'll go back to what Dr. Kobe Mensah said, because he seems to have concerns about the Superdelegates Conference and why it was even organized in the first place, because he said that in itself gave undue advantage to whoever won as well. And he doesn't even understand how in one region, Northeast, everyone told the same line, because definitely there'll be people who may not necessarily agree to whoever everybody wants to, want you to vote for. So all these dynamics, unfortunately, is leading to what we are seeing within the NPP, and Alan eventually saying, he no go do again. What do you say?
He no go do again.
Good morning to our viewers. I find it a bit curious if Dr. Kobe Mensah is asking why the Superdelegates Conference was organized. I think, I don't know, but if he's looked at the NPP constitution, we've come a long way since 1992. In 2007, we had 17 people contested. And after that, in 2009, there were reforms to our constitution. The latest reforms was the one in the 2017. And everything that has been done by the party and by the elections committee is in the constitution of the New Patriotic Party. The Special Congress, Article 13, talks about how to select a presidential candidate. And Article 13.9 is what stipulates, Article 13.9 is what even stipulates what the Special electoral college should comprise of. So everything that has been done by the party and the elections committee is according to our constitution.
But it didn't say deploy machinations to favor one person over everybody else. Which are the
deployed-
concerns that even delegates have raised? And if you look at the statements from Honorable Alan Kyerematen, he says it's that it was skewed to make one person favored.
See, our interpretation of some of these issues determine. I mean, even with the national election, you get some of these accusations. You get people come up and say, give all kinds of reasons for the outcome of the elections. Every member above 40 years, because by our national constitution, if you are not 40 years and above, you can't be president of this country. So every member in good standing in our party who thinks he or she is capable of leading the MPP to a national election, once it's in good standing, and that's also stipulated in the constitution, can put themselves up. But by the constitution of the party that we all have subscribed to, says we can have more than 5 people in the general. And in the case where there's more than 5 people, you have to go through the special electoral college to prune it down to 5. That's what we did on 27th August. But even if we want to even go back to 2007, that was another very keenly contested flag bearership contest. A little over 2,200 people voted. What will we say about that? Now you have 900 plus voting to prune the number down to 5, and anticipating over 200,000 people across the country, across the various levels of our party to vote on the 4th of November. If you also follow the guidelines of the elections committee, at every point in time, there were guidelines to guide the process. The last one that came out just before the election indicated that the whole election process had been left to the EC. Security of the process had been handed over to the police. Look, what happened in Northeast is the only issue, the only unfortunate issue which we all condemn.
Okay.
Because, I mean, nobody should go into an internal election and come out maimed or hurt. But when you also listen to the account of those accused of hurting this party member of ours, he forcefully tried to stop someone from casting their ballot.
Is it from casting their ballot or from showing their ballot paper, which was clearly indicated in the directives that you do not show your ballot paper after you voted?
Whichever way, this is in no way condoning anything at all. But the election was handed over to the Electoral Commission, representing in the Northeast. In Ashanti region, when it was said that the youth organizer also showed his ballot, it was rejected by the people doing it. So I don't think he should have stopped. But whichever way, nobody did. Just after the election, the General Secretary released a statement, and the individuals who had been alleged or accused to have misconducted themselves during the process were referred to the disciplinary committee. And disciplinary committee is one of the committees in our constitution. I think it's Article 4. The disciplinary and grievances procedures are...
So that is being handled, you're saying?
That is being handled.
But when you look at the statement, he says that there was a strategy. And, you know, the party deployed some tactics to skew in favor of one aspirant. And that's one of the reasons why he's pulling out, because he doesn't think that this was free and fair.
Maybe Mr. Alan Chermanti may have to produce further evidence, because I don't see how we are going to have an internal contest. These are card-bearing members. And even when you look at the Electoral College, if you are even a minister and you are not a card-bearing member of the party, you are not allowed to vote.
So it's not true that monies were given as high as $5,000?
We hear a lot of things. I haven't seen any evidence. I've heard a lot
you haven't
of accusations. I haven't seen.
Dr. Nyawo Tamaklo yesterday said someone got 500,000.
I'm a delegate. I'll vote on the 4th of November. Nobody has approached me with money.
If they approach you, would you take the money and vote in favor?
I have a fair idea of who I want to vote for. And we are still listening to.
Which is Dr. Bawumia, you said?
I have a fair idea of who I want to vote for.
Is that Dr. Bawumia?
Bella,
I'm just asking you.
My secret.
Okay.
We are sitting here talking about people showing their votes and all that.
But just about a week ago, you were talking about he being the right person. Was it not you? Or no, it wasn't you. Okay.
Hey, Bella.
It wasn't you. I'm just checking.
Don't
so you know who you're voting for.
I know who.
But there are people who are being accused of receiving as high as $5,000.
This is an internal contest. And when you go further down in the statement, he's specific about what happened in Northeast. So I was wondering why we can't be specific and give evidence. But be as it may, the disciplinary committee is looking at the issues. The elections committee is also looking at the issues that have been referred to them. As we said, the balloting of the 4 now, because yesterday the party officially received a letter from Honorable Chairman saying he was withdrawing. So now 4. The balloting has been postponed. Why? Because some candidates had certain reservations and proposals that the elections committee are going to incorporate in whatever report they will come with. The disciplinary committee is doing it. And I agree with one of the candidates. I don't agree with a bit of him saying that all the issues against him alleged should be dropped.
That's Honorable Kennedy Japan.
I agree to making sure that the disciplinary committee and the elections committee finish the process.
Okay.
Because let's even assume that the candidates, that's Honorable Kennedy Japan, has been referred to the disciplinary. He went. Let's, for the purposes of argument, if the elections committee finds him to have misconducted himself based on what, and says he should be disqualified from the contest, we go back and reballot and all that. So the committee, but I don't agree with him saying everything should be dropped before and all that. But the processes need to be concluded before we move to
So was Alan right in withdrawing from the race?
Bella, Honorable Alan Chermanti hasn't broken any rule in this country.
Okay.
He hasn't broken any law in this country. He put himself up to contest for flag bearership. And this is not the first time he's doing it. He's done it in 2007, he did it in 2010, 2014, and just this past special electoral college voting. He put himself up to there. It's regrettable for a person of his stature in our party to say, I'm pulling out. But that is his choice.
Nanaya, is it regrettable? Do you also see it that way, that for someone like him, maybe he should not have pulled out and he should have gone through the process? Or do you agree then with other stalwarts who are saying that this was a good decision and in fact he should have resigned a long time ago?
I mean, we have to... Good morning to your viewers and good morning to my CPP comrades. Good morning to my sisters.
Lara, your friend?
Oh, why do you want me to greet my friend? I'm going to greet him. You know I'll greet him by all means. Good morning to Ikuya and good morning to Laratu. It's been a while. And good morning to my friend that Laratu wants me to greet. Abdul Latif, MP for Ablekuma Central. This one, whether it's regrettable or not, will depend on the person who is in the boat. I listened to, good morning, Dr. Nyawo Tamaklo is like my dad. Good morning, Daddy. You see, what Dr. Nyawo Tamaklo is talking about, maybe he didn't want to go back to 79. The UNC and the PFP.
But he brushed the surface a bit.
That is the point. He said he should go independent, but going independent means he would take parts of the supporters of the MPP with him. Alan is not happy. He is unhappy. Yeah, I don't have to reiterate. But if Laratu says that the only incident that came up was the eye damage at Northeast, it's not true. Because Honorable Kennedy Ejapong, we saw on TV how he reacted. And now they say he's in disciplinary committee of the party. I do not see why he's there.
He shouldn't have been called.
What did he react to?
He shouldn't have been called.
What did he react to?
He said that they were intimidating his
agents. They chased him
Yes,
out of the polling
intimidation.
center.
I mean, intimidation and...
That was in relation to Northeast.
No, overall.
It was
He
Northeast.
said Northeast.
Yes,
They were
but it's the
chasing.
same.
It was Northeast.
No, I am saying that, Bono East, your this thing, your journal, your reporter went to Bono East. His agent had a collar around his neck. It was on TV.
Does it matter?
I watched
Come again.
it.
You allow Nanaya to
We are
speak,
not
please.
condoning any,
Okay.
but we need to put the facts.
You get,
Please allow Nanaya.
Northeast, two candidates having the same issue.
Yeah.
Do you get me? Let's not even talk about the way Northeast voted, the way they were psychic to vote.
You don't think the voting was
How?
based on who they wanted?
No, Professor Mensah, Bobby, he's my former lecturer.
Yeah.
He said something. He said it defied group dynamics.
That every voter voted in favor of one person.
One person. It defies group dynamics. I mean, there will be one deviant. One person who will say that this one I will not agree. Even in families. But let's not deviate. Honorable Anacha Martin is talking about intimidation. The varying intensity. He's not the only person who said it. Honorable Kennedy Ejapong also said it. So it is real. The point is that Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo, I believe, is looking at 79. Where there was a divide in the PFP.
Yeah.
Then Pawili went to the UNC. At the end of the day, when the results came, the CPP had won. Because of the divide.
You see that happening?
Most people are saying, I even said yesterday that Alan should form his own party and make Ajaku his vice. Ajaku is from Krobo. Alan is from Ashanti.
You think he should do that?
Why not?
But
If
that
you
would
are-
mean pulling members from within
Does
the
it
NPP,
really
and
matter?
that would also weaken the base
No,
of the
did
NPP,
they
no?
think about it when they were intimidating him? If he feels strongly that he is not happy where he is, and this is not the first time Alan has pulled out. For me, I thought that Alan would stay on and fight. You fight to the last end, even if you do not make it.
But that would
You
be a
stayed.
dent on his image.
Where will it be a dent?
Would it not be that he fought again and lost?
No, it does not matter. I mean, the fact that you have lost doesn't mean that you are ended. Like that's the end of the road for you. No. But if he is unhappy and he feels that he has to leave, because you see, leadership is course. In my master class, I learned from Professor Adair that leadership is course. And everything is the effect of leadership. And you have to always carry your followers along. I do not know what Alan's followers are feeling right now. Because as you take these decisions, you need to remember that you have left people in the lurch. What happens to the group of people who have followed you? Some have defied all odds in the party to follow you. Now you have left. I thought that what should have happened was maybe Alan does a press conference and give a litany of things that he's aggrieved.
Okay.
Or write to the party that these were my observations during the election. I believe if these things are not corrected, going into the main delegates congress, we are going to have issues.
Would that have changed anything?
You see, you do it and you put it on record. It brings some recognition to the fact that there are issues. It can be sent to the media, copy the media, and we will start discussing it as an agenda.
But it ends there as a discussion.
It doesn't
as against him pulling out and saying, I'm pulling out because of ABC reasons.
It doesn't end there as a discussion, because as long as it has it's been brought to the presence for everybody to know. But right now, everything that we are saying, apart from the Northeast, is becoming a speculation. Even the Bono East person, it was like an after thought, because the report was done after the elections. So if these accusations are coming from a leading member and a leading contender, then there is the need for people to look into it. He's saying that the system was skewed for one person. Everybody knows who this one person is. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And you see, I've said it here, I don't know if I've said it, but I've said that it is a bit incongruous and it is a bit amazing that, when I say this, I shouldn't say that Alan's peers will leave him and follow a surrogate. Alan's peers, because you see, when you talk about the MPP, Dr. Nyaho Tama close interview, they even started from when MPP was in power.
Yeah.
Alan started working for MPP before. Young Executive Forum, so many things that he was doing. And some of his peers, whom he started with today, are not with him.
But could it be that they believe in the policies that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia
please,
maybe, I'm just saying that maybe
which
that
one
could
is
be
it
the reason
please,
why.
Is it possible, or it is the digitalization?
Maybe both.
Which policies, where are we now? The same policies that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia espoused, and today Ghana, we are like this.
So why are they following him?
I don't know. Because they don't love Ghana.
Anyone who's following Dr. Bawumia is doing that because they don't love Ghana.
They don't love Ghana.
Why would you say that?
Because this is a person who promised heaven for us, and today we are in hell. He said that everything, I mean, 1 district, 1 factory, 1 district, 1 dam, so many things, so many promises. Even the digitalization that he has promised, today we are not well digitalized. I beg you. Those who are following him, they don't love Ghana. Because if you truly love this country, you follow somebody who can take us out of where we are today.
And who would that somebody be?
I don't know. The person will come
His
from the
Excellency
CPP.
John
That is from
Dramani
them.
Mahama.
From us, it has come from our flag bearer. When we choose him, when the CPP comes to power, and we're going to change things. You can laugh as Sarah laughed, but Isaac was born.
But Nanaya, would you say same if majority of the people voted in favor of Alan Kyerematen? Would you say that they are supporting because they don't love the country?
I say that the people, and you see, Alan has not become anything.
But he served
as a minister in his corner. That contribution that he will make, it will take everybody's contribution to make a whole for us to move forward.
But trade is a key position.
Yeah, it is, but I'm saying that alone cannot change things. And when he was being allowed to work in those days, you remember the PSI? Yes, he did a lot of interventions. We were exporting a lot of textiles, a lot of cassava. There was the AGOA. We were trading with the US. Everybody knows 1 district, 1 factory was supposed to be under Alan's office. Where was it? It was positioned.
Special,
yes.
Yeah,
and when they took Alan to Parliament to answer questions, he couldn't answer. And I remember Honorable Haruna standing up and saying that, you know, the thing is not under you. Why are you trying to answer? So it is clear. I mean, everybody knows the output of the input and output of His Excellency Mahmoud Bawumia. Those who are following him, they don't love Ghana. And I'll say it and say it again.
So Alan would have been a better candidate?
Who doesn't know this one?
Okay.
And they want to still put this person on our head. They want Bawumia to still be on the head of Ghanaians by hook or crook. But you see, Bella, when I talk about God, people just say that I'm being this thing. God will speak, because God doesn't want us to go through what we are going through now. My dear, times are hard. And the same person who is the head of the economic management team has left everything and pursuing his own dream.
Is it really his dream? Because we've heard other people also say that he's being used by some key members within the party.
If you don't have a dream, if at this time he doesn't want what he's doing and he's being pushed, then it means he's not going to be a good candidate. He's not going to be a good president, and we should forget about him completely. Because at that level, how can you be used? Me, I don't buy that.
Okay.
If he himself does not believe in it as an ambition, how can he be used? Who is using? He's an adult. So if his duty and his responsibility is to say that me, I want to get Ghana out of IMF. I want to get Ghana out of the doldrums with my economic experience. If he has any, I am not interested in becoming the president of Ghana. Who can push you?
Okay. Nanekia, is the NDC worried at this point? Because Ghanaians have been asking for a third force. If indeed Honorable Alan Kojo Kyerematen decides to go independent, there's a faction of Ghanaians who are saying that this could be the third force that they've been looking forward to, and that could then affect the votes of the NPP and the NDC.
Okay, good morning, and let me say good morning to our NDC fraternity once again, and good morning to all the NPP disappointed members who want to join the NDC. You are welcome.
Who are you speaking to? Honorable Alan Kyerematen.
I am speaking to all the disappointed aspirants of the NPP.
At this point, a statement from Honorable Kyerematen saying he's not happy.
And their disappointed members.
Okay.
They are all welcome to join the NDC and join the visionary leader whose name is John Dramani Mahama. Before I talk about the NPP, I would like to urge all viewers to get our book, Jobs and Prosperity for All. You can get it online. NPP, they don't have any documented, what do you call it? Manifesto. They don't have any mission, vision, no, nothing. And then, so everybody should get our green book and read. Now, our ex-president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has been saying something. I would just want to reiterate just three, Bella, before I talk about the...
We don't have time.
I
so
know, but
I would have given you time maybe at the end.
Let me just say two of it.
Because we would have come back to something
our president is saying, our ex-president is saying that your vote in 2024 will symbolize your hope for a better Ghana, a determination to overcome the challenges we face, and your commitment to help build the Ghana we want together. A Ghana that guarantees you, your children, your siblings, and our unborn generation a brighter and sustainable future with well-paying jobs. And these are online. You can go online to our platforms and read what our ex-president is saying. Bella, let's come to the NPP. We are all aware that NPP is a very violent party.
When you say we are all aware?
We are all aware, me and the Ghanaians, plus Laura too, Nana, we all know that when it comes to violence, it is the NPP. They are known for violence. Kwame Nkrumah said it. They are known for violence. That is their brand. When 8 people died during the elections, 2020 elections, our current president never came up to sympathize with the families or to sympathize with anybody. So if Alan has come out to say that the party he belongs to is a very violent party, and he is a decent man and doesn't want to associate with violence, and so he is backing off, let me tell Mr. Alan Kyerematen, he's welcome to join the NDC party.
He shouldn't go independent. He should join the NDC. As what? Running mate? Would you give him the position of running mate, or what exactly?
When he talks to the leaders of our party, we will position him somewhere that he will be happy, somewhere that he
wants to
be
be president.
Well, when it gets to his turn, after His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, when he joins us and we deem fit that is his turn, we will campaign for him. But for now, if he has decided to leave this violent group and confused group of people, he is welcome to join the
Well,
NDC.
he hasn't made a decision yet. He's just pulled out of the November 4 election. So as it stands now, he's still a member.
and I'm making a recommendation
Okay.
that he can as well join the NDC for us to be victorious in 2024.
Are you saying this because you're worried that if he goes independent, then that third force that Ghanaians have been asking for would be established?
The thing is, whether Tremantin goes independent, Bawumia goes independent, whoever goes independent, they all cannot match His Excellency John Dramani Mahama in any way. So any of them going independent doesn't really matter. It doesn't change anything. What I'm trying to say to you and what Nanaya has said is that the NPP is trying to force Dr. Bawumia on Ghanaians. And that will not hold because Ghanaians have eyes. They have seen the track record of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. We are all aware that when it comes to credibility, his credibility is questioned. How many things? I was flipping through my book. I have written a list of things that Bawumia has said that were all, I don't want to say lies, but they never manifested. I can't find it. Along the line, I'll find it. This is somebody who, before 2016, was portrayed to Ghana as an economic, is it Wizkid? What's the word? It's Wizkid, right? That he's an economic wizard, just a master of economics. When it comes to the managing of economy, for us to have our good roads, for us to have water, for us to have good electricity, for the tariffs to come down, for everything to be okay, for you and I to enjoy, we were told that Bawumia, who is the economist, when he teams up with the human rights lawyer, who is President Akufo-Addo, together, they will make this economy better. Fast forward, Bella. The economist has teamed up with the human rights lawyer. And yesterday I said it on another platform, that the economist plus the human rights lawyer is equal to total failure. When they teamed up, they are a complete failure. Now, but Dr. Bawumia should tell us, if he was not able to make the country better with a human rights lawyer, who is he going to make the country better with? How? In this organization called TV3, there is hierarchy. In every organization, there's what is called hierarchy. Before you are employed, you need to know the vision of your company. And you are employed based on your intellectual capacity and based on the fact that you bring something on board, you bring your ideas on board to make the company better. Let's take the economy as a whole. Bawumia was brought on board by President Akufo-Addo because he was expected to bring his intellectual property, his economics knowledge to make the economy better. Today, Bella, what has Dr. Bawumia done for this Ghana? Aside leaving us in total poverty, over borrowing, stealing, politicizing all our institutions, our educational system is politicized. Bank of Ghana, now I don't know whether it's being politicized or not. Our police force, look at what is happening in the police force. Today, fuel, a gallon of fuel is 52 cedis, almost 60 cedis. In 2016, under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, it was 16 cedis. Now, this is the gentleman that the NPP want to tell Ghanaians that because we are not discerning, because we are not aware of our environment, we should now vote for him to become president. When you were under somebody and did not help the person, were you trying to say that? Anyway, I read it somewhere that he has said that when the president doesn't have a listening ear or something, as a vice president, you can't do your best or something. I've forgotten. Anaya.
That one I don't
I haven't heard it either.
Okay. But what I'm trying to say is that Bawumia is with his boss, His Excellency Akufo-Addo, have failed Ghanaians. They have failed Ghanaians in every sense of the word. And Ghanaians will not vote for Bawumia. They will not vote for him. So whether they team up, they split, whatever they do, in 2024 is a nod for the NDC. And we are working on our branches, our constituencies. We are going down and talking to the people. When we speak here, we go down to the markets, we go down to the carpenters, we go down to the car use, to tell them exactly what we are saying on this platform for them to understand the real issues on the ground. The MPP has collapsed, Bella. It's a collapsed party.
Well, if you look at a statement from Luther King, he says that the NPP is not looking for someone who is competent and can help take Ghana to the next level, but rather looking for someone who can help them break the 8. Their focus is getting more votes from the northern parts. Do you agree to this?
Yes. If their focus is to break the 8, that will depend on the Ghanaian masses, the electorate. They will decide whether NPP will break the 8 or not. And I'm telling you that now, in the situation that we find ourselves, it is our duty as the NDC to go down to the north, to the south, to the east, to the west, and let them all understand in plain language that Bawumia has failed, and therefore he cannot use any money whatsoever to break any 8. There is no any 8 for Laratu and her government to break. It won't happen. We are going down to translate and let Ghanaians understand that this MPP is a total failure. They have failed in every sense of the word. For them to break the 8, Bella, it will be difficult because we, the NDC, we are working hard. We are talking to the grassroots. We are moving from branch to branch and we are going down to the markets. We are making Ghanaians understand that they cannot buy them with their money in 2024. Now, this police issue that has come up, Bella, you've heard the news about the police, that they want to remove IGP so that they can rig the elections in 2024.
Well, there's a committee that's sitting on this matter.
Yes.
Investigations are being carried out.
So let them investigate. But the thing is that because God is on the side of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, he has exposed the NPP.
You think that's why this tape is out and, of course, there's a committee sitting on it?
Yes. When His Excellency John Dramani Mahama said posterity would judge us, he was right. Absolutely right. They have been exposed that maybe in 2020 they rigged the elections. And in 2024 they were intending to rig the elections, but God in His own wisdom has exposed them.
That's your deduction from what's happening at the moment.
And therefore in 2024 our eyes are clear like TV3. Elections are won at the polling stations. We will open our eyes, whether they bring Don Parry, whether they change him, whether they don't change him, whether they intend to rig, whether they don't intend to rig. We will open our eyes and we will make sure we are winning at the polling stations. And EC that has been politicized cannot do anything about it. 1 + 1 will be equal to 2 in 2024. We are opening our eyes to ensure that the NDC takes over in 2024 to take us to the promised land and to right all the wrongs this MPP government has done to Ghanaians.
Well, good morning to you. You said you overslept. You just woke up. It's good that you're watching us. But Lerato, I mean, Anaya had said something that anybody who is supporting Dr. Bawumia does not love the country.
I think that's an unfortunate statement for the winner of Political Activist of the Year to make.
Why?
Look, before I even go to what Nanaya said, as for talking about violence, I don't think the NDC has any moral right to be talking about violence. So when it comes to those issues, look, on 10 December when they had their Women and Youth Conference in Cape Coast, how many people were declared wanted? 16. How many delegates did they have? A little over 1,800. So if you are talking about violence, I think they need to be a bit careful. They have no moral right. We know those who talk about boots for boots. We all know those who tell us they are the doyens of violence. So if they'll meet us boot for boots, that's the NDC. I mean, that's what their second edition of Green Book is up to them. Nanaya, Bella.
Yes.
The NDC set out, the MPP set out with 10 aspirants. 10 aspirants. The NDC has been talking about Dr. Bawumia. Now there are 5, now 4. NDC is still talking about Dr. Bawumia. Is that something they want to tell us?
What do you think they want to tell us?
I don't know what that phobia for the vice president is.
Is it a phobia? I mean, it's already been said many times that
the 10 men,
Dr. Bawumia looks to be the establishment candidate of the NPP.
I mean, when they went around talking about presumptive candidates, it was a contest. In 2007, there were issues about establishment candidates. We all saw the outcome of the elections. Look, individuals in the party have choices, just as the bigger populace has choices. So as for coming, if you had told me that the national chairman, the general secretary have declared for a particular candidate, then I'll tell you have a problem. They have votes. They voted and they will vote. Have you heard them on any platform declare for any candidates? No. If you heard it anywhere, let me know.
So your point is?
My point is, they are aspirants. They were 10. We went into a process to prune them to 5. What's the NDC's obsession with one candidate?
But it's not just the NDC.
We've heard, but for
Kennedy Ejapong also say he will give Dr. Bawumia and the president a showdown.
In this country, as we are,
he's not the only one. Alan is talking.
There are 2 front-running parties, just like any election. If we are going to 2024 now, how many parties will be looking at? You'll be looking at the MPP and the NDC.
Another party. Who knows? If Alan also forms a party, then that will be a new one.
Since 1990, we all know the history of independent candidates. CPP, CPP, PNC, let's say Nkrumah's parties. 1992, if we go to 1992, they made around 11% altogether. In the just ended election, they increased parties if you put them together. Make some 1% or a little over 1%.
So they don't stand a chance.
Every election, every election, there will always be front-running candidates. In the run-up to the election, the names that were being mentioned as front-running were Dr. Bawumia, Honorable Alan Chermanti.
I'm asking, so are you saying they don't stand a chance?
Come again.
Are you saying they don't stand a chance?
If we are looking at the trend analysis.
But things can change.
It will take a miracle.
Okay.
It will take a miracle.
It can change.
Nkrumah's parties.
It is going to change.
No.
Okay.
It will change and it's going to change.
It will change.
We had
I said
Dr. Reku Brobe from a party. I keep forgetting the name of the party. From the MPP. Let's even come to Nanaya's party.
I'm not.
We had Mr. Gusitano.
Nanaya
we had Nanekuya. It's both Nana.
Laura, to take your time.
We had Gusitano breakaway. Was it the NRP or so? We saw the results. When after
what was the result?
Swedroe declaration and all the
issues that happened.
What was the end result?
They're asking you what was the result.
When I was sitting here, you said a lot of things. In one breath, you were even playing God. I said nothing. Nanaya said a lot of things. I kept quiet and listened to you. I think it would be nice.
So are you saying that
I'll give us the fact
for you?
Are you saying then that if Alan decides to form a party or decides to go independent, it won't make any difference?
Let's come to 19.
Just respond to that for me quickly so I can go to Musa Dankwa.
You don't have to tell me
the blueprint
what
is 79.
No,
I'm asking you to respond quickly. Musa Dankwa has been on hold for a long time.
Let's go to 2020. 2020, we had some 17 million plus voters registered. The turnout was a little over 13 million. The MPP's candidates got 6 point something, a little over 6 point something million votes. The NDC candidate got a little over 6.2 million votes. A little over 51% and a little over 47%. What did the other candidates? There were 12.
But are we the
candidates?
Here?
There are 12 candidates on there.
So if Alan joins, then it will be what?
That's what I'm telling you. I was telling you about the history of breakaway
parties. They go to 79. What happened in 79?
Okay. Nanaya, you have a current voting populace.
I am saying
that has
even using
more than the majority of them for us at 2020.
So the smaller parties should forget.
Between 18 cities.
Cannot say
You
that.
cannot say that.
The smaller parties should forget about coming to power.
No, you cannot.
As it stands now, they should forget.
You cannot say that.
Okay, let's quickly cross over to Musa Dankwa. He is the executive director for Global Info Analytics. He's also a poster. Please calm down. Please calm down. Let's get the numbers to support the statements you are making. Let's get the numbers. Musa Dankwa, good morning and thank you for joining us. I hope you are well. Ladies, please. We'll come back. We'll come back to you. Musa, can you hear me? Ladies, please calm down. Please calm down, ladies, please. Musa Dankwa, good morning. How are you?
What are you saying?
You
might have to unmute yourself. I don't know if you're talking. Musa, can you hear me?
So you can say someone that's
Hello, Musa.
I can say it will take a miracle.
Musa, can you hear me? Okay, maybe let's carry on. Nanaya, let me come to Nanaya. We'll try and sort out our audio challenges with Musa.
Bella, I think you need to let me flow. Nanaya made a statement in relation to, look, I've said it times without number. Out of the 10, any of them will beat the NDC's candidate.
Dr. Akoto.
I almost said Apu.
Now they are 5.
Dr. Akoto, now they are 5. Now they are 5.
What about the CPP candidates?
Dr. Akoto, sorry, please.
What about the CPP candidates?
Please hold on. Please hold on. Let's just ask. So there are 4 of them at the moment.
They cannot beat the CPP candidates.
You are virtually harassing me.
So we have Dr.
Virtually harassing me.
Dr. Efri Akoto is there.
Let me remove your.
We have a dynamo.
That have gone beyond.
We have Honorable Kennedy Japan, and we have Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. You're saying all these 4 people at any point can beat
the NDC's candidate.
But you cannot beat the CPP's candidate.
That's former President John Dramani Mahama.
Who is going to be your candidate to you?
Lerato. That's former President John Dramani Mahama.
Yes. I don't know. Lerato is asleep and dreaming by now.
Okay, please hold on. Hold on. Let me just go to Musa Dankwa again. Hello, Musa. Good morning. Ladies, please calm down. Ladies. Please. Lerato says allow her to speak the truth. Please hold on. Musa Dankwa, good morning. Can you hear us now?
You can't sit there and say he can never win.
Musa, can you hear me?
Your party has collapsed.
Hello, Musa, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, we're having a challenge with him. Okay, please, Nana, so you have just 30 seconds so I can go to Nanaya.
Nanaya says those who are following Dr. Bawumia don't love Ghana. I think, like I said, I think it's a very unfortunate statement to make. I mean, for the current vice president put himself up for public
instead
service.
Of working,
you may not be in agreement with the way things are. But for you to say
instead
people
of concentrating,
who follow a candidate, I think it's unfortunate.
Okay. Musa Dankwa, good morning.
It's unfortunate.
Yes, we can hear you now. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And for those of you who are watching, Musa Dankwa is the executive director for Global Info Analytics. And of course, they deal with numbers and they study the pattern of elections. Ladies, please calm down. Musa Dankwa, so I want to find out from you, there are calls for Honorable Alan Kwadwo Kyerematen to go independent. I've heard you say that if he decides to go independent, this could, affect the NPP's chances of staying in power or even his own chance of becoming president. Can you expatiate on that for us?
Right. Thank you very much. We've been working with the numbers for some time now. And we know where MPP numbers are at the moment against John Mahama. Now, if you have Alan Kyerematen being a stalwart of the party, breaking away, either to form his own party or as independent candidate, certainly to break the ranks of MPP. We have not done anything specifically on this scenario yet, but we have done a similar scenario analysis with Kennedy Japan in Tema West. If that should give us a guide. In Tema West, where we pitched Kennedy Japan against Mahama and Bawumia, Mahama was still around 51%, which means that scenario would not create a run-of-seat scenario if Tema West is taken as a bellwether.
Okay.
But then what we saw in the poll was that MPP dropped from almost 50-something% to 29% under Bawumia, and Ken was on 19%. So you could see that the fragmentation of the votes really affected the MPP.
Okay.
And we expect that to happen again if Alan is the candidate, if Alan goes independent.
You expect that to happen again. So that means that there's really no chance.
Absolutely none.
Absolutely none. But I've heard Lerato say this morning that even the 4 members or the 4 delegates who are competing for the MPP flag bearership, hands down, any of them can actually beat former President John Dramani Mahama. What do the numbers say to that?
No, we don't talk the way these guys talk. I mean, the people who play politics talk. We talk with data.
Yes.
And from the tracking poll we have been doing since January 2022, we have seen initially it was a very close race in January. And then in March, the race began to deteriorate. And it had continued to be so till today. John Mahama is on 55% against any of the candidates, either Alan or Bawumia, as of July. That's the latest poll.
As of July. So if Alan had remained in the race and had maybe won the November 4 elections, as it stands now, he still could not have beaten former President John Dramani Mahama. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, what we were expecting is that once the MPP firmed up its choices, the race will tighten up a bit.
Okay.
Certainly, it won't be where we are at the moment. And the tighten up will drop 2 or so percentage from where they were. And then getting into the election, we will see what happens. But from what we have seen, the numbers are quite high. Mahama is 55%. This is plus or minus 1.5% or so margin of error. So the number could be higher than even 55% or slightly lower, around 53.5%.
I mean, it's still early days, so anything can change, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
If you anything to go by, look at the race between Kennedy, Alan, and Bawumia. Within a space of 2 weeks or so, rapid change in the dynamics of the race. So in politics, everything can change. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for speaking to us, Musa Danquah. Thank you very much this morning. Nana, let me just go back. You've spoken for quite a while. Please allow Nanaya.
You actually took half of my time.
How did I take your time? How did I take your time? I gave you 30 seconds. So allow.
No.
You've spoken more than everybody. So allow Nanaya to come in. Your turn will come.
Let's clear this.
Your turn will come.
Mr. Musa Danquah says that they don't talk like we talk. We all deal with facts. We all deal with trends. I think we should get that clear.
He says they deal with data.
They deal with that. We deal with politics. We deal with what? We deal with election data and all that.
Okay.
You get it? So if he says that anything can change in politics, a second is a lot. I don't think all the polls he conducted in the run-up to the
noted.
Special Delegates Conference were accurate.
But he said that anything can change. We're in early days. So please allow Nanaya to speak.
You don't talk like these guys who do politics.
Okay.
I have an interest.
Okay.
He has an interest to come out as a credible pollster. I have an interest for my party to win. So when it comes to these things, we all going to test different hypotheses.
Thank you. Thank you, Lerato. Nanaya.
Different things.
So Lerato was saying something about, the smaller parties, independent candidates, and of course the fact that they don't even poll more than 10%. In fact, if you look at the last elections, and so for
1%.
her, more than 1%.
My dear, has that one got anything to do with?
Well, we're talking about Alan going independent, and she's making reference to that.
Alan goes independent, and she's saying that it will not make any impact. It will divide their party, their votes.
That's what you want it to be?
No, we are talking reality here.
That's what you want it to be.
You see, we are talking reality, and you see, my dear, you don't even need any info analytics or data to tell you the MPP is going home.
The writing is on the wall.
Yes, it is like Nebuchadnezzar. When God started writing to tell him your end has come.
So MPP's end has come.
Oh, who doesn't know this?
That's a wish.
All the things they are doing are theatrics. I mean, they are just tickling themselves.
And laughing.
So whose turn is it? Because she's saying that even that, the smaller party, CPP, of which you are the general secretary, you don't stand a chance.
What do you mean by smaller parties? I want to tell you something. Nobody ever thought that MPP, the UP tradition, will come to power in 2000. Do you get me? In 2000, we even assisted them to come to power. There was a runoff, and the CPP assisted them to come to power. So when it comes to politics, everybody is saying a second can change everything.
In 1996, there was alliance.
Lerato, please, you've
And
spoken enough. Please don't interject. Please allow Nanaya.
There was an alliance with
Please,
CPP.
you are not being fair. You are not being fair to them because you spoke.
I am.
Please allow
I
Nanaya.
Violence I am talking
Nanaya,
about
please.
in MP.
Ella, if you are
There was an alliance, and did we win?
we didn't win. The
So-
NPP didn't win.
So the point is that in 2000, after the runoff, we joined the.
There was an alliance.
That wasn't an alliance. 2000, maybe we were not born. 2000,
oh,
there
come
was.
on, Nanaya, don't go there.
Lerato, you are interjecting too
Yes.
much.
They did worse
Please
than
don't
we
do
did.
that. No, they
Because
didn't
vote
do
order.
worse. They didn't do worse. Please allow them to speak. We don't have time.
2000, there was no alliance. There was a runoff.
1996.
96, but we didn't win. So I don't know why you're insisting on an alliance. There was
let's
an alliance
stick
with
to facts.
MDC 92. There was an alliance with MPP 96. They are casting. It is there. It's on record. But we are talking about 2000. Do you get me? 2000, we aided the MPP to win. That is why there was an inclusive government. If you remember, most of our people were appointed by His Excellency.
Sorry. We need some water for Nanaya.
His Excellency J. Kufu. You remember Indum, Egan, Professor Akusa, they were all there. It was an alliance. And we helped them to win. We are talking.
Lerato, please.
We are talking about a situation when
you are losing, that's how it is. Today.
I said nobody chokes on truth.
Please allow Nanaya to speak.
Am I lying? 2000, we helped you. There was a runoff in 2000 unless you were not born or you were in primary school and you were not following the politics. Because if you follow
I had a vote in 2000.
No, but I'm saying
please,
that
can we turn off her microphone?
If you knew what happened, you wouldn't say that I'm choking on truth. Because in 2000 it was clear. Unless, as I'm saying, maybe you're in primary school. Do you get me? Because in 2000 we helped the MPP. It was clear. You didn't win outright. In 2004, you won. But in 2000 you did not. The first round, you did not win. But the point is that if you are using the politics and history of breakaways, it always hurts the major party. Guzitano, what happened in 2000? NDC lost. And if I use 79, the UNC, the PFP lost. Do you understand? And mostly, when you add the votes of the breakaway and the main, you see that if without the breakaway, they would have Peter Obi.
And yesterday, the case was dismissed.
Yes, Peter Obi. If Peter Obi hadn't gone on his own, the two together, they would have gotten a vote that would have allowed them to be in government, PDP. Yeah. So as long as there is a breakaway, the main party will lose. This has got nothing to do with whether we had 10% or 15% or 50%. Besides, when it comes to politics, you cannot decide. The mood in this country today, it would not be surprising that you find CPP in power. The third force Ghanaians are looking for. If Alan comes as a breakaway, it wouldn't be a third force.
It wouldn't be?
No, because people will be following him from the NPP. There are people who, that is why I'm saying that Alan should have waited. Because 220,000, no matter what it is, you can't manipulate everybody.
Okay.
And because this 923, what percentage of it is about 0.2 something percent of the 200 and something thousand? Who voted to choose that? The elite. This is the elite class. Some are government appointed. You want to keep your job, don't you? And it is easier with technology to track the voting of 923. So it cannot be an indication. As you said, maybe he doesn't want to be part of the nastiness. He doesn't want to be part of all the intimidation and all the, violence. He doesn't want. But for me, if it was me, I would have stayed and won and changed my strategy. And he could have made it.
So his strategy is also not working, which is why he is.
No, I mean, whatever strategy it is that allowed them to perpetuate violence on his people, you have to look at it. This same misunderstanding was in Ashanti region. It was in Ashanti region. I mean, Lerato shouldn't behave as if we are not in this country. There are people we talk to, people who know what went on. Okay. So we should not pretend as if I need
Sorry,
water.
sorry. Yes,
everything
please, can we
is
get some
well.
water for her? But let
don't
Nanekia
mind
come in. And they are even asking, I mean, Prince is asking that who is the CPP presidential candidate at the moment?
Oh, no, we
Voting has not been conducted.
Yes, when you come
Bella.
Okay.
we'll get it.
Bella.
Nanekia.
And we have very, very
Ask
prominent
me.
people who want to stand. Yes.
Bella.
Better than Dr. Baumia.
Nanaya, let me talk.
Okay. Coco, just a few
I want
minutes.
to just
Allow
tell them.
Nanekia to speak, please.
Bella, as we speak, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia is the most dishonest person when it comes to politics.
You see how you people do
Lara, to keep quiet and let me speak.
This morning, what is wrong?
Military
Nanekia,
rule. You won't bring the
no,
military rule
Nanekia,
here.
don't-
Nanekia, please carry on.
I am saying
Nanekia,
that.
please don't go on that tangent, please. Please. let's accord
Lara,
ourselves
to
and
let me
listen to
speak.
Okay. Noted. Please carry on.
Bella, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia is the most dishonest person as we speak when it comes to politics in this Ghana here. Now, I want to ask Laura to some few questions. His Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, says that he will fight against Galamsey. What is happening now? Fight against Galamsey, said by Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Now, today, those within power by Professor Frimpong Watson's report indicates that those within power are the ones doing the Galamsey. Now, this is a gentleman who says, fight against corruption. Today, what is happening? We are seeing Madame Cecilia Dapa keep $1 million and so much money under her bed. Fight against corruption, 0/100. They went ahead, they said medical drones deal. Have you seen any medical drones flying in the air?
But they've given updates on how the drones are even delivering medicine to
At where?
some areas. You haven't
Which
seen
areas?
those stories?
I've not seen any stories.
Not
They
a
should
single one?
No, I have not. And like an ordinary Ghanaian, I'm sure a lot of the ordinary Ghanaians do have not seen it. So if they have the drones, they should prove it. Now, this is a gentleman who says that they will build 350 brand new SHS. Where is the SHS? 350 brand new. Where is the SHS? One village, one dam. $1 million per constituency. Where is the $1 million? Free bank accounts for citizens. As we speak, I don't have any free bank account. Bella, do you have any free bank account? Dr. Baumia says they will give us free bank accounts for every citizen. They said that protecting the public purse. Which public purse has this MPP protected today? Huh? Okay. They have rather hoarded the money at one place and are enjoying. See, I have about 25 lies told by Baumia.
So he should answer the question, not Lerato.
He speaks for the government. She speaks for the government.
We cannot answer those questions. We have
said
to
make Accra the cleanest city. The cleanest city in making Accra. Where is the cleanest? Please, let me tell Laura too that
NPP. You're telling me you're not asking me questions?
I've finished asking you my questions. So when you are done, you can answer.
All right.
No, I'm not done. Bella, let me wrap up. Bella, let me wrap up. Let me wrap up. I want to tell, like Nanaya has said, this MPP government are on their way out, and that is how come they have become violent and being violent even in their own party. But whatever they do and whoever they bring, and let me reiterate the facts and say,
well, I think it will be
on a concrete stand, that whether Loratu brings Alan Chemantin, Baumia, Ken, what is his name?
But she's not the one bringing. Whether the party,
whether the party brings,
we have to go.
Loratu, don't attack my personality.
Please land for me. Please land for me so we go.
Himself knows
okay, my time is up. Please let her land so we can go.
Loratu, don't attack my personality because I know more than you do.
Well,
he knows the work.
I'm so sorry, but we'll have to wrap up. We'll have to wrap up at this point. I think that the questions asked by Nanekia, of course, should be answered by Dr. Baumia when there's time. But Lerato Musa Saka is a member of the NPP communications team. Nanaya Chimpim Janto is the General Secretary for the CPP. Nanekia Avle is a member of the NDC's communications team, and we spoke briefly to Musa Dankwa. He is the Executive Director and Head of Polls for Global Info Analytics. This is still TV3 New Day. We have more coming your way. Big thank you to Sheila Bonsu for my outfits. And to all of you sending messages, Mohammed Awal Idris and everybody, I see your messages. Let's cash out now. We asked you to play the game so you can win some 1,000 Ghana cedis. Remember, you had to dial *439#, select option 2, and wait to win your money. Well, let's count down now on who could win the first 1,000 Ghana cedis for this morning. So 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Congratulations going out to you. And the moment it hits your number, then that means that you should receive an instant alert with 1,000 Ghana cedis hitting your account. So let's go. 3, 2, 1, and who could it be? Okay, here we go. And remember, you can also play the game *439#, select option 2, and you could win. For some reason, the machine is not responding at this point. So we're randomly selecting. We'll come back and cash out some more. Thank you, ladies, for joining us this morning. And we'll find Sheila Bonsu on Instagram at SheilaBonsu_RTW. Aisha, hair first. Thank you as well. We'll be back.
Life can get hectic,